Ladies and gentlemen, it's Thursday night, and we're coming to you live from the Neon Jungle in Las Vegas, baby. Welcome inside the Maddenverse. Tonight, it's a no huddle, no mercy, primetime showdown as the Tennessee Titans roll into Sin City to take on the Las Vegas Raiders. Under the bright lights and even brighter pressure, Cam Ward, the gunslinger from Tennessee out of Miami, is here looking to carve up that field like he's dealing blackjack at Caesars. But don't blink. On the other sideline, Geno Smith is back, and he's got chips on both of his shoulders. He's been throwing darts like it's 2013 all over again. And that Tennessee Titan defense that's held strong for 3 consecutive weeks hold the line when Ashton GT starts charging like a slot machine jackpot? What about Brock Bowers? Yeah, Mr. Georgia football himself, when he goes full Houdini across the middle. The stakes are high, and somebody's leaving with their playoff hopes on life support.
Strip and all the action here. This is one of the city's biggest attractions. ALLEGIANT Stadium, opened back in 2020. Hi again, everyone. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. And Charles, we look at the Raiders here entering play. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row. Fall is in the air, and the NFL season is in full swing, and we're underway here in Week 4. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. So the Titans set to go to work for the first time. Leading them out is their rookie quarterback, the young man out of Miami.
And what made him great in college makes him promising here early in his rookie year in the NFL. The ability to change things up on the fly to see a play breaking down and improvise. Whether that's taking the check down option, buying time out of the pocket, or even running with it himself. He's got a sharp mind and an ability to make something out of nothing.
A short throw taken in by Okonkwo. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now. The first carry now for Tony Pollard. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. Trying to run for it with Pollard. And he will have the first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. And this 3rd down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long. Back to throw here. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Without the previous penalty, that would have been a first down. Instead, it's just a gain of 10. Here's Lou Hedley on now to punt the football. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And it'll be Raiders football, 1st and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they're led out by their mobile quarterback out of West Virginia. It's Geno Smith.
I still remember back in 2013 when he was drafted out of West Virginia. He was coming off of back-to-back 4,000-yard seasons for the Mountaineers. Hadn't seen as much game time in recent years, but at one point, a capable starter in the NFL.
And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. It's 2nd down. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 14 carries, 60 yards.
Well, obviously, he didn't have a great deal of time between games, having to turn around on a short week and get ready for Thursday night football. But he said in pregame he was feeling pretty good and felt more recovered from last week's contest than he would have expected. Didn't seem to think this short week was going to affect him much as he chases a big performance here in prime time.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Now Geno. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down. Smith. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. They'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that's going to make it fourth down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on third down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
Returnable for Lockett. An 8-yard return there after a punt of 47. And it'll be Titan football. The Titans coming back onto the field for their second drive. As mentioned, this one of the hottest teams in the NFL, riding that winning streak into this one. But now playing here on Thursday night, do you think that this helps or hurts their momentum?
Well, ordinarily, I'd say it hurts the momentum because now you get that short week. But when a team's playing as well as they are, it actually allows them to down focus and only worry about themselves and less about their opponent. So when you're playing well, you just worry about the things you're doing well and let the opponent deal with that.
Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete. And this pass defense, they were sensational in the win last week, and they're looking good here so far in this first quarter.
You know, we often talk about how offenses get locked in, and that runs over multiple games where they're really, in that zone. Defenses can be the exact same way, and I think we're seeing an example of it here.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. And the Raiders call on a nickel set for third down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's fourth.
I certainly like what he did right there because he smartly wanted to avoid forcing anything downfield because nothing appeared to be open. Nice harmless slide there to avoid the big hit, and he gets a small gain on the play.
On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Raiders will take over now, 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. And that flag accepted. Following the penalty, they'll go back to the run game. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. Hands it off out of the gun. And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that. A tough spot here, 3rd and 15. Now Smith. Now they go screen, it's complete. And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38, well shy of the first down. A gain of 9, not enough, and it's 4th down. Here's A.J. Cole now to punt this one away. Now it's Lockett. 45 yards, that's what the punt goes for. 5 on the return. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. So the drive's going to start with Pollard. And they'll get to him quickly here as he'll get a yard, just a yard to the 22. They work now on 2nd and 9. Now back to throw. This one caught by Ridley. It'll be a gain of 5. And now it's 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. He'll look to throw. Quick throw there is incomplete.
Well, based on what we've seen so far, I don't think you can even call this an off day anymore, partner, because this group we're watching, they are totally out of rhythm, trying to get their game plan up and running. That 0 on the scoreboard is glaring down at them with every incompletion.
Fair catch called for and made at about the 32-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. Out of the gun, Smith. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Roger McCreary, the man in the right spot to knock that away. They tried to throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. You talk about this Titan defense. And they find themselves just outside the top 10 in the league against the pass, currently bringing up the number 11 spot.
I think if you talk to their head coach, you'll get a nice answer about how much he likes his team and what they're doing. But at the end of it, he would admit there's definitely room to improve.
On 4th down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. Tennessee offense set to go again. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. A short throw taken in by Okonkwo. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. The numbers for him from a week ago, 12 catches, 74 yards.
And they think they have a matchup advantage in this one. They're going to try and find some space for him to work and make sure he touches the football.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. He'll look to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end, and he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long? They're going to look to throw. Flush to his right. And he's going to be taken down. Sacked back at the 2. Max Crosby blowing up the play and getting the sack. So a first quarter sack, and remember, keep in mind, he had 2 sacks in last week's game.
And it's always intriguing to me to watch these great pass rushers because some of them, they need their teammates to scheme for them. Maybe occupy people and make it a one-on-one matchup. Other guys, they just defeat everything in front of them. To get 2 sacks in a game, it's a little bit of both for you.
And he'll just punch it out of there, and it's not a great kick. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Raiders will have a short field to work with as they take over. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. So far, they've had 3 drives, 3 punts. Not good.
Not good indeed, because you've got to have something to show for being out on the field. Now, sometimes, if you have a game where neither side has scored, 3 punts isn't a bad thing. But when you're trying to set the pace, get up on top in a game, you've got to show better offense and find a way to put some points on the board.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And dropped at the 35, but able to display some strength on the run. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Off of play action, here's Smith. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. And Roger McCreary, the man in the right spot to knock that away. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Smith. Over the middle, hooks up with the tight end Bowers. So 8 yards on the completion there, and it'll be 4th down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
And this one's out of bounds. Should be inside the 10, I think it is, at the 6-yard line. The Titans offense now, they work their way back onto the field. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
They go back to Pollard on 2nd down. And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. Now we get a stoppage because a member of the Raiders shaken up on that one. We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this. On 3rd down, it's Pollard. And he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Sometimes I forget how much information he has to go through before the ball's even snapped. But what a diagnosis right there. Saw the play, shot through the gap like a rocket, and ends up spilling it for a loss.
And he'll get this out past the 45 to the 47.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
Second quarter from Vegas. The homestanding Raiders with a football here, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Here's a handoff out of the gun. And he's up over midfield and down into Tennessee territory. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Back to throw, Smith. That's complete into the hands of Myers. It's the first time that they've looked his way tonight, and he comes up with a 1st down on the play. The Raiders at 1-2 through the first 3 weeks of the season, and they got off to the tough 0-2 start, but come off a very important first win of the season last time out.
And it's tough when you find yourself in an early season crossroads, but that's exactly where they were. At 0-2, they were thinking if we fall to 0-3, things can spin out of control. But now at 1-2, they shouldn't feel the need to press out there. They're now back in a good spot, find a way to win some games, and keep moving forward.
And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down. Throwing now is Geno. A short throw, and that's hauled in by Mayer. Yeah, this is only going to be a gain of 2. He needed 3. It's 4th and 1.
A short gain that doesn't get them the 1st down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. Carlson able to put this one through. And the Raiders jump out to a 3-0 advantage. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number one. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Here's the Titan offense now as they make their way back onto the field.
This one a little slow to get cooking. Just a 3-0 scoreline as they begin with a 1st and 10. They'll start by running the option to the right. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. From the 32-yard line now, here's a 2nd down and 6.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Looking to throw. A short throw taken in by Okonkwo.
A gain of 8 there on the play. And 3rd and 8 now.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and it passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And it'll be Raiders football 1st and 10. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession.
And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 4.
A shotgun snap for Smith. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. Move the chains, a gain of 7 on 3rd down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll fake it. Now Smith. That's into the hands of his tight end Bowers. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long. Now Smith. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. A loss of 1, now a loss of 2, and they're staring at a 3rd and 13.
Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. He's to the 15. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas.
A big play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year.
And the Raiders add 6 to their lead.
And he showcased his blazing speed on that one.
Was he wearing football cleats or track spikes? Because he was gone. Big-time play. And just think about what that does if you're a receiver on the team with him. Well, that's got to open things up for you as well, because if I'm a defense, I've got to get back deeper and deeper in order to keep him in front. But I'm not sure how many can actually keep him in front with that speed.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead grows to 10-0. That time a 6-play drive.
And it ends with a Las Vegas touchdown.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
The Titan offense now working their way back onto the field. Nothing for them yet from an offensive standpoint, down 10-zip as they come up 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
A short throw taken in by Okonkwo.
Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it'll be 2nd down.
Pollard will take it up the gut.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
Well, you know they had a 3rd down play on standby just in case, but he says no need with that carry. Runs like that will continually earn him more work in this and future contests.
And he will find Ridley on the left side. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd and 3.
They'll look to throw. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Option play, here's Pollard. And he will have a Titans 1st down, and he was able to get it by plenty. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3.
There are a lot of different formulas to winning football, but one constant over the years, winning on 3rd down. That pickup there was big because they had struggled throughout this one.
And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And he's taken down inside the 30. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
And this offense has been a little slow to get going, but some signs of life here in this 2nd quarter. They're moving it pretty good. And that helps the cause as well. Good yardage and another 1st down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. In motion goes the tight end. They'll look to throw here on 1st down.
Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But this defense gets 2 more stops. They can keep them out of that area.
They toss it down to Pollard.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
46 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive they went 3 and out.
And they'll send the tight end in motion. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it.
Finding Lockett for the catch here on the out route.
He's down inside the 10 to the 8. And it comes on a gain of 8.
Ball on the 8, 2nd and 2.
Back to throw here. Looking for his running back, and he's got it.
And the Titans are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Oh, they were so close. That close to their first points of the game. Just needed to hang on just a second longer. But he couldn't complete the process of the catch through the jostling from the defender.
And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. Escaping the pressure right. And into the end zone for a Tennessee touchdown. A 6-yard touchdown run.
And the Titans have cut it back within a score.
And this is a balancing act for a head coach with a rookie quarterback. You've got to walk a line with it. You don't want him getting happy feet, but you also don't want to rein in what worked for him in college. And here, he pulls it down, takes it himself, and takes it into the end zone.
Extra point right down the middle, and that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. So that one a 13-play drive in total, and it's capped off by a touchdown run of 6 yards. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Their quarterback leading this offense back out. He had the short touchdown pass on their previous drive, and they'll begin again here on 1st and 10.
Throwing is Smith. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Bowers. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. 2 minutes remaining in the first half, 10-7 our score. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. To throw is Smith.
That's to Bowers once again.
And he goes out right around the 39. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it's 2nd down. Geno'd out a throw. And he whips that one incomplete there. Great coverage there all around. Really didn't have many options to throw the football.
Very little chance that that one was going to be completed. Every receiver was locked up.
Now Smith. And that is incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
Here's A.J. Cole now as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. And a great job on special teams to down it, as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line. The Titans offense now, they get set to head back out here. And they were good last time out with a touchdown drive. This go-around, it's not going to be very easy starting from inside their own 5.
But they shouldn't be daunted by it. You work on this the entire offseason. You work on it in practice. It's called coming out session. Start the ball inside the 5, start on the 5, on the 10. They should be ready to go.
2nd and 5. Over the middle, that's caught by Ridley. And he takes this just about a yard shy of the 20. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts.
So as they talk it over, we step aside.
Back to throw now on 1st down.
Again to Calvin Ridley, and he's got it once more.
Now Tennessee going to use the 2nd of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. This complete to Lockett. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. Back to throw again. Buying time to his left. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Now it looks like we've got a Raider here, slow to get up.
We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. They run straight ahead here with Pollard. And they'll indeed stop him on 3rd down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. One final go for this offense here in this first half. And leading 10-7, and they may just want to get this to the locker room. A little under 30 seconds to go. We'll see how they play it here on 1st and 10. Now it's Smith.
And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete.
When we talk with people about what we think the most important quality for an NFL quarterback to possess, what do people usually say?
Arm strength, and he showed the arm strength there.
Yeah, pretty good bullet pass he threw, but he wasn't accurate, was he?
No.
Listen, you like mobility, but accuracy, first and foremost, is what a quarterback needs. He didn't possess it on that play.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. This time they stay on the ground, and they will get to him behind the line, but the clock continues to tick down. Now the Titans will use their 3rd and final timeout, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Returnable for Lockett. It's a return of 5 following a punt of 42 yards. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down.
They Throws it on the move, but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
I tell you what, that's a veteran play from a guy in his first season in the NFL. A lot of rookies are trying to force something there. He thought better of it, and that was the right decision.
A shot downfield for Burks.
And incomplete on the deep ball.
So we have reached halftime here in Vegas with the Raiders on top.
As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. It was the former comeback player of the year, Geno Smith, who was sharp in the first half. He had a touchdown pass in that first half, helping his guys to a halftime advantage. This one's been as good as advertised. Just a field goal separating these two teams. This was a very level first half, and I'd expect to see more of the same after the break.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point.
The Raiders with the lead already, and they will get the football here as the second half is now underway.
And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Smith. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. The wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down. Smith, an incomplete pass on 1st down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Geno. He's going to loft one deep left side here. This is caught inside the 15. And they're going to have this all the way down deep into Tennessee territory.
It's a big play there for Vegas.
62 yards.
You just had the feeling that sooner or later someone was going to come up with that one play. Neither team has really done a whole lot offensively, but here's one that pays off to the tune of big yardage, and it's one that could maybe get this group in gear.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. And they'll keep leaning on the running game back to the ground. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Now Geno. Oh, it's out. Smith lost it.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
Bad place to fumble down here in the red zone. At least they got it. They'll have another shot. Or no, they won't have another shot. It's going to be 4th down. Maybe they can at least salvage 3.
And they were thinking 6 points because at this position of the field, it's go time, right? You take your shots at the end zone. They weren't able to do that one. So you look over at the sideline. There's the head coach saying, oh, heck, kick it. Field goal time.
The kick by Carlson is good, and the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well, and kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And able to get this out to the 25.
The Titans offense gears up for their first possession of the second half.
And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Back to throw.
And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down.
And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. Here's Smith.
That one thrown across his body, and it's incomplete.
So many things have to go right for any passing play to work out. Quarterback has to understand the defense, deliver an accurate ball. Receiver has to concentrate and bring it in. Somewhere along the assembly line, something was off with that one.
9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
And they'll run on the inside handoff.
And he's got the 1st down yardage there as he takes it just across midfield.
But now he appears to be in some pain. We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And they'll get him down here at about the 42.
So they cite the right guard this time with a holding penalty.
And so many different assignments you can have at that position, and sometimes you might just be a step too late and have to grab and hold on.
And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46.
54 yards rushing for him now to this point. From the 46, here's 2nd down and 7.
Now a handoff looking right. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. A handoff as they run the counter play. They get just a yard back there, and now they'll be looking at a tough 3rd and 15.
A tall task ahead of them here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
A throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And this works out well as it'll kick out of bounds at the 11-yard line. Out come the Titans now. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. On play action, they'll throw.
He's going to get this complete here to lock it.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Give him 32 on the play. That reception, it brings him up to the 700 plateau. He's at 700 career NFL catches now.
And that club in baseball, a rather exclusive club, and one we talk about all the time. In football, puts you in the top 50 all-time range. Not so bad either.
A short throw taken in by Okonkwo.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down.
Now we get a stoppage because a member of the Raiders shaken up on that one. We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this. Here's 2nd and 10. Going to run again here with Pollard. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this. They'll come up facing 3rd and 5.
Now back to throw. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31.
Tyree Wilson using that athletic ability to make the play.
And they went empty backfield, and because of that, nobody was there to pick up the blitz.
And you know that offenses, when they go with the empty backfield, they have different things designed on every play to try to account for things. But what people often forget, defense is audible as well. And a lot of times when they see an empty backfield, they audible right into a blitzing situation.
So now the Titans are going to call upon their field goal unit here. On the left hash, this from 48 yards. And he missed it. That was neither far enough. It wasn't even on target. It's no good, and the deficit will stay at 2 field goals. Well, close game, second half. You obviously hate to leave 3 out on the field.
Especially in a game like this when you know points are hard to come by. That was one of their best opportunities so far, and they come away with nothing.
The Raiders offense and Geno Smith headed back out for this next possession. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here, and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming. Now a 2nd and 2.
Smith. He finds his man, complete. It's Hodges. First target, first catch, and a first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33. 75 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the 2nd level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers. They're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Well, this is a defense that's definitely on their heels now because they gave up the running play for good yardage 1 play ago. Now the pass here sets this offense up 1st and goal. They're going to have to dig in strong now because they've been in retreat so far in this drive. This offense on the march.
Here's a quick throw caught out wide.
A terrible spot for a holding call as they'll try again, but now from further back on 1st and goal. Following the penalty, they'll go back to the run game. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now. Off of play action. Here's Smith. And he's wrapped up. Taken down. Back at the 25. The coverage good, the pressure good, leads to the sack, and it's 3rd and goal now. Now from way back there after the sack, it's 3rd and goal, a long 3rd and goal. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away, but that brings up 4th.
Great defense there on 3rd and goal. They took away everything, forced him to fire that one to the sideline where no one could get it.
The kick by Carlson is good. And now it's a 2-score game at 9, 16-7.
So the lead grows here incrementally, but I think the way their defense is playing, you feel okay with just getting 3.
They've definitely been stout so far, but now that could all change because if one guy gets loose for 70 yards, this is a different game. But as it stands, field goals are good. Just keep adding to that lead.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Titans getting set and ready to go here for their next drive. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. And they've got to be a little bit frustrated about that last drive, missed field goal.
Always hurts a team because, you've put something out there, you've given yourself a chance, you're in range, and the ball doesn't go through the posts. But it's not something to panic about, I don't believe. Just keep playing and keep going.
2nd and 6. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
He'll drop to throw. And some room to work. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Turns out to be a great idea to tuck that one. Good for 24 yards.
Well, he and his offense were staring down what was likely a 3-and-out. Zero fear from his side, though. Never doubted for a second they pick up the first. He's ready to pull the trigger on a keeper the moment it revealed itself.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 44-yard line. They'll drop to throw.
And this a quick slant to Lockett.
Short completion, just 4 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
Now a shotgun handoff to Pollard. And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30. 73 yards on the ground here for Pollard. This is a 1st down.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
1st down, and it's Pollard again. Down to about the 22 here. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And it's a Titans touchdown. A great effort there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Titans are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd.
Did you see how the linebackers froze for just a second? That's why you run play action. You want to keep them rooted in the spot and create a little bit of extra space so your tight end can find some room behind them. And then the quarterback finds his target downfield, and he turns it into 6 points.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is down to 2. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it ends with a Tennessee score.
And he returns this to the 22. The Raiders offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And you have to imagine this defense saying, how do we stop this guy? He has run roughshod through him to this point in the 3rd quarter. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive.
Back to throw, Smith.
A short throw, and that's hauled in by Mayer.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down. Here's Smith.
It gets it right back to Mayer.
And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in Las Vegas. Welcome back, everybody. It's been a good one so far. Just a 2-point game here as we get set for quarter number 4. Now it's Smith off the bootleg.
And that one to the right side and incomplete.
And sensing the momentum maybe changing here a little bit, Charles.
Yeah, this defense is going to get off the field quickly, and their offense got them a touchdown last time they had the ball, so they should get another shot.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Now it's Lockett. A 45-yard punt, 4 there on the return, and it'll be Titan football.
Here's Tennessee ready to begin this drive offensively. And you sense the tide turning. They scored, then their defense forced the punt, and now a chance to ultimately take the lead here late. He finds his man, Pollard.
And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that will bring up second down. They'll set up a throw. It's caught. Lockett. So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And now it's 3rd and 3.
Hand off to Spears.
And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10.
Out of the gun to give to Pollard. And space tough to come by there as he'll get maybe a yard to the 37.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. It'll be a gain of just a yard, and 3rd and 8 now. They're going to look to throw.
And that is incomplete. Well, the pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
Yeah, once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. The call for a fair catch, and it's made at about the 23-yard line. 36 yards on the punt with no return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
Smith now to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
From the 31, here's 2nd and a couple.
From the gun, here's Smith.
The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
And when you're in a one-score game in the second half, now's not the time to force the football into places where you shouldn't. And that's a smart decision to just get that one out of there.
On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And he gets it to the 34, good enough for the first. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll fake it. Now Smith. And a quick throw here, that's complete. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
They'll come up on a 2nd and 4 now from the 40-yard line.
Geno now to throw.
And, he's unable to hold on to that defensively. A potential game changer, but it falls incomplete.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Now Smith.
Tucker hauls it in over the middle.
And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches.
Here's A.J. Cole now as he's on to punt for Las Vegas.
And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback.
The Titans now just about ready to take over. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, he's got a man complete. Now he's loose down the left sideline. Touchdown, Titans. Calvin Ridley, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Titans use the defensive breakdown to take the lead away here in the fourth. And what a throw that was, Charles. You think about the situation, close game, fourth quarter, rookie quarterback. He doesn't seem fazed one bit.
So much for bright lights, big city, and will he wilt? Not at all. The stage not too big, the moment not too big at all. They needed points on that series, and not only did he produce a touchdown drive, but how about finishing it off with a big play that only adds to the momentum that they've already established.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. Now, the bad news for them, they've seen that cushion they once had totally evaporate, and they're working from behind. The good news, they now have the opportunity to regain the lead right back. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up second down. And they'll accept that penalty. Now Smith. That's to Mayer, the tight end. It's a big play, yet amazingly, because of how far they had to go, they're still looking at a second down here. They'll fake the handoff. Now Smith. A short throw, and that's hauled in by Mayer. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And able to get this one all the way up to about the 46-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. A shotgun snap for Smith. That's caught left side. Myers with it. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Out of the gun, Smith. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. Here's a quick throw right side, and it's complete. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Yeah, so the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up fourth down. Here's A.J. Cole now as he's on to punt for Vegas. And it's out of bounds. Now we'll see what the side judge says. He says out at the 8-yard line. The Titans offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
So that's going to push them back half the distance. It'll be a handoff to Pollard.
And space opened up a bit. He's able to take this up past the 10. It's a gain of 7 on the ground. Second down coming up. Here's Pollard again. Tough running there before being wrangled down shy of the 15. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be third down. On play action, they'll throw. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here we do have an injury on the play. We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And a 5-yard gain as he's down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. Here's a give up the middle. And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23. And this 3rd down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long. Here's Smith. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down. They snap it to Smith. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Geno Smith, his 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Raiders have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter. The late turnover is so often the difference in a ball game, and here the turnover leads to the go-ahead touchdown.
So repeat after me, partner. You have to take care of the football. In order to protect a lead, you must take care of the football. Ball security. How many times do they have to say it? They've been preaching it since day 1 of camp, and it came back to bite them right there.
So they make the decision. They want a 3-point lead versus a 2-point lead, and they got it.
Yeah, at this stage of the game, it seems like the exact right thing to do. Put a little pressure on your defense, but the biggest thing now is you're making the other team chase you.
On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Titans offense and receiver Calvin Ridley getting ready for this next possession. And he's had some kind of game. They made it a point to get him involved early, and it has paid giant rewards to this stage of the game. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. We certainly have a good one on our hands. They're trailing after that last touchdown, but now a chance for this offense to try to snag that lead right back here in the 4th quarter. 2nd down and a little more than a yard here. Now back to throw. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
That is caught and able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there, not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's 1st and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw.
Yeah, to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete.
And a smart play there. He's probably saying, I wish I would have done that on the last drive instead of throwing the interception.
They'll look to throw again.
Over the middle, he has Okonkwo.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 37. So the Titans in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
Back to throw.
Swinging this out for Pollard.
And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds.
Here's 2nd and a yard.
Oh, they'll try the sweep. It's Lockett with it.
And this is not going to work as planned. He's going to be met and dropped behind the line of scrimmage. Well, the black hole and everyone in Vegas on their feet. Here's 3rd down now. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Partner, they've got one chance left to keep this one going, and I think for you and me, let's think along with their offensive coordinator now. Has to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't. Because right here, he needs the best play of the game in order to keep this one alive.
So a big kick to get this back to even. Yet now the worry is, did you leave too much time on the clock? Because another field goal the other way, that does you in.
You're exactly right. You didn't get it to overtime yet. So now as a defense, you've got to think to yourself, you can't play prevent defense and just give up big chunks of yardage in front of you, but you also can't let anyone behind you. So you sit right on the line between the two, play the best defense you can, and not make it easy for them to move the ball downfield.
Smith's going to throw it.
Going to throw right side here, complete. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game.
Smith.
And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete.
2 timeouts still available in this final minute. It's 1st and 10 now. A short throw, and that's hauled in by Mayer. And that's not going to help a whole lot. Maybe 4 yards on 1st down.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. A couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You having to really navigate against a tough defense presented against you.
What a kickoff to the week this has been. Now a big play. It's 3rd down. Smith to throw.
Able to shake him off. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. And we've got free football. 4 quarters done, and we're dead even. We'll have overtime after this timeout. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
So it's the Titans who will control the football first here in overtime as we're back underway. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field.
Well, they fought hard to reach this point, Charles, and now what an opportunity. They've got the ball first, a chance to take this overtime win away from the hostile crowd.
And you know, as the quarterback steps into the huddle, the first thing he's telling his team is, remember, we need 6, not 3. So we don't need a good drive. We need a great drive. And this is what they've been planning for. It's time to execute and take it downfield, even against all these odds.
Now a first throw here in overtime. Throw right side, caught by Ridley. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. He'll look to throw. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
This is where the NFL is headed year by year, partner. A league where just about everyone has someone under center who can get you with their legs as well as their arm. And we've certainly had a nice display of that from both QBs in this game. And that continued with that first down run.
They go play action here on first down. And that is incomplete.
I have to give some credit to the defender on that when he read all of his keys perfectly and got a great break on the ball and able to force that incompletion.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. And he will find Ridley on the left side. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. They'll set up to throw. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. He opted to go with a scramble, gets 2 yards, and now it's 4th.
He certainly had plenty of success running the ball, and right now I'm getting the sense that he's looking to take off and run every time he steps back to throw it.
But they did a nice job there collapsing on him and holding him to a short gain. On now is the Titans punter. On for a very important punt here in overtime. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. Well, their defense did the job, got off the field without giving up any points, and now, Charles, all they need here is a field goal, and they get the victory.
Yeah, and this is the way I love overtime. I'm one of those really, really old school guys that like sudden death right from the beginning. Well, we've got it now because any points wins the game. On defense, get a safety, a pick 6, fumble return, you can win it as well. So I'm really looking forward to this series and see how both sides play it.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Now Smith with his first throw of OT. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. Play action. It's Smith. Being chased, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Draymond Jones. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. Well, we've seen how this quarterback can beat you with his legs. Saw it earlier on this drive, as a matter of fact. But that time, they had him covered.
They really gave him no place to escape because oftentimes they're able to find a crack, a sliver, anything that can get them upfield. On that occasion, nothing open at all, and they swarmed him.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. They'll rifle this one deep right side. It's caught inside the 25. And they're going to have this all the way down deep into Tennessee territory. A huge play there in overtime. And even 50 yards.
Just straight money right there. The biggest drive of the game, a chance to win it in overtime. If they've been saving that play, they sure pulled it out at the right time. A huge turn of events there.
So a big play as it gets them all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10.
Now a quick throw out wide to Myers. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. He's padding his already great numbers here in overtime. More importantly, though, moving his guys downfield.
And I think that's exactly what's going through his head right now. Moving them downfield, putting them in a position to win the game. The stats, that's for the fantasy guys. I know they're enjoying that show.
Next score wins, but remember, this will be a tie if the period ends with no scoring as they work on 2nd down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 11 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 1. They'll try to pick this up on the ground with White. And he has the first down before he's tackled at the 5. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. Here's Smith. Toward the pylon, but it's incomplete.
Brandon, I can go ahead and kick it right now. I know it's only 2nd down, but I kick it and give myself a little margin for error here.
Don't wait for 3rd. Have the extra down just in case.
If something goes wrong, messed up snap, anything like that, you fall on it, guess what? It's 3rd down. You still have the ball. You still have a chance to kick it.
And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. A crucial penalty there as the hold backs him up for another 2nd and goal. Now a handoff running through the middle. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Only a couple yards there, and that's going to set up a long 3rd and goal. Now Gino. Here's White. They set up the screen. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line.
Yeah, and on 3rd down, you know those pass rushers, they're in the starter's block. They're just waiting for the pistol to fire. You can almost hear the defensive coaches on the sideline pre-snap. Watch the screen, watch the screen. Really good job there of identifying it and making the play to force 4th down.
What pressure as this thing all rests on the foot of Daniel Carlson. This to win it in overtime. And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. And the Raiders escape with a victory. So this one a victory for the Raiders. So for the Raiders, it'll be a 500 start as the win gets them back to 2-2. And now they'll get the weekend off as they get a little extra time to prepare to face the Denver Broncos. Meanwhile, for the Titans, the defeat is their first of the year as they drop to 3-1. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.